What is support really? No teacher, no singer in the world can exactly tell you how should you support. How is that? Because vocal explanations have kind of two sides. The most important two aspects of understanding voice and its technique is, on one side is scientific, on the other side is practical. Science knows pretty much about how good singers support their voices and what really happens to our system here, to diaphragm, to the throat. They know it pretty well, but they cannot teach anybody except that they can explain it scientifically to you. The second approach of support is actual support. As I mentioned, why nobody in the world can tell you exactly how to support. Because if you really want to learn it from a singer or a teacher, the teacher will give you either a very general word as support please, or he will go into specifics. You see, the question how is irrelevant totally. Explanations, let's say, based on personal experience and personal sensations can mislead you very easily. I'll give you an example. You know, if you already studied voice with different teachers, you probably realize something, and not just about support, but in many aspects of the placement and the sound, you realize that every teacher somehow explains this differently. You know, if you ask how many schools are in piano, I asked that prominent piano players, and they say, well, probably not so many, maybe 2 or 3 max. As for singing schools and approaches, there are as many as teachers probably. So that, of course, can be very misleading to a young student who learns how to support and how to feel the support. And this is the key element. When the teacher tells you to feel it a particular way, then it can mislead you very much, because this is very subjective. I asked many great singers in my life who I thought had very great support and great voices, and they all gave me different explanations. I'll give an example. One would say, listen, you have to support it with your back, okay? And another would tell you, you should support it with your stomach muscles here. The third teacher would say, forget about everything, just do it naturally. I mean, they are all correct subjectively, because if you're speaking to a great singer who managed to be a great technician also, he definitely knows himself or herself how to do it. The problem lies is when the subjective knowledge is transposed into objective knowledge. So if I give you my exact sensation of what I do and when I support my voice, that may mislead you. So support is also a process. It's a process of you growing up as a singer. So at the beginning you support in a certain way, and then you learn to support better, and eventually you become a master of support. If I look at my understanding of support, the concept and even the feelings of support were changing along the time. And to my opinion, the methodology should abandon this subjective, sensational explanations of how to do it, and go back to great belcanto teachers of the 19th century. Belcanto school was based on not much scientific knowledge, but on the correct sound. Support can be regarded and looked at as a result of unstrained and beautiful singing. So if you hear beautiful singing with no tension, that means that that singer is supporting his or her voice very well. So let me give you my definition of support. That is the basic concept of support. And I have to add to this, without tension. When we think about tension, I always mean, first of all, tension in your throat. But if we talk about support itself, we need, especially at the beginning, when our muscles and our diaphragm is not that strong, we need a certain tension that creates this dynamic compression.